What's up, I'm a Power Ass crew. Today we're on the JK, but we're doing a track bar. Not just any track bar, but an adjustable track bar. Let's get it. What you want to do is get you a piece of flat stock or big long level, whatever it is you got. Put it against the sidewall of your tire. And one thing you want to be careful of, you got some tires that have the side biters on them. Be sure that what you're touching down here and up here, you're on the same side tread right here. So then as you come up, pick you a spot somewhere on this right here, make it consistent from both sides, and measure your gap. So I'm looking at, about, so when you measure your gap, you slide in here, and I'm going to use this line right here on both sides. I'm looking at about 7/8 of an inch. Let's go to the other side, see what we got. Again, straight edge, top and bottom on your tire. Make sure that your side tread stuff, that you're touching the same thing. And just a smidge over 3/4, so I'm not even going to sweat that little bit of a difference. Let's go to the front and see what we got. So to do the front, what we're going to do is get right here on like one of the side biters here, and be sure that you're touching the same level of the side tread on both sides. So I'm going to go here, and I'm looking at about 1.5 inches to the edge of that spring bucket right there, to the side of the tire, to the right here, 1.5 inches. Go to the other side, and let's see where I'm touching on the sidewall. Make sure I'm hitting the same spot. Looks like we're about 2 inches right here. So the body is actually sitting that way on the axle by 1/2 inch or so. So whenever we put the new track bar in, with it being adjustable, we need to do about 1/4 inch shorter, which will pull this over. So let's get that front track bar out and get it lined up. So in taking the track bar out, it joins in right here. Kind of back up a little bit, you can see the spring right there. Pitman arm right there, top of your track bar right here. It comes over the rear diff, you see a little hump right there. Comes all the way over here and joins in right there. Now in the directions for the new track bar, it's saying like a 18 or 21 is what you need. I need a 21 on both sides. That's 21 millimeter here, and that's 21 millimeter there, and the nut, which I've already taken off, is 21 millimeter. So you can get those bolts out, and you should be able to pull that track bar right out. Because right now, where I've got this in loose, she's loose. I gotta get that one out. Now, as you see here on the passenger side, I'm taking the track bar out. I'm loosening the bolt. This little tab sticking up right here. That's a little what you call a captive tab, or on the nut back here. So what it's gonna do as you're loosening this tab's gonna come up and bottom out, and it'll hold it in place for you, so you don't need to get a wrench back there. And here's what I'm talking about, having a captive tab. It's like a regular nut, and then they put this tab over top of it, then they put these little marks on it right here to flare it out, to keep that tab from coming off. So now it's captive. Yeah, that's it. So that bolt right there is ready to come out, and the one on that end is ready to come out. We're gonna pull the track bar out. Bring her on down. The reason I went with an adjustable track bar is that whenever I was putting the ball joints on this rig, this side over here, the passenger, was an absolute beast to get to it because the spring bucket was all in the way of the press. Driver's side was super easy. I had plenty of room, I wasn't hitting the bucket. Which told me that the axle sits like this, the body is sitting like this on the axle, which obviously is very exaggerated. So what needs to happen is adjusting the front track bar to pull this in together, to center the axle underneath the body. Now when we measured the rear earlier, we seen we was only out about 1/16 of an inch, which is no big deal. That could be just a difference in deflection of the driveway or just whatever. That's 1/16 of an inch ain't nothing. But we got about a 1/2 inch variance going on here on the front end, so we can take that and adjust that out of it. We're going to do that by putting this track bar under it And this sleeve right here is kind of like a tie rod, adjusting it. You can, by turning this sleeve right here, you can lengthen or shorten this track bar, therefore push the body to the middle of the axle. So one thing you can do is get your tape measure and measure center to center on this one. Like go from there to there, and I'm looking at, get that back in there, about 32 7/16 or so. Right there, and it's actually just a little, well, come back here, and about 32 and a half. But what you can also do, take your track bar, put a bolt in right there, put a bolt in right here, slide into that, flip these back out of the way, put your bolt in through there, and drop your bolt into there. And then you can take and adjust your sleeve. Because there we go. A little bit of turn, there you go. Now you know center to center your bolt holes are lined up. This right here's tweaked a little bit. I need to stretch it just a little bit more. Yep, pretty good. So now that I've got my track bar pretty well lined up, it should install super easy. Now in the adjustable track bar world, there's different ways they set them up. There's some of that, this is all solid bar all the way up to here, then thread the inside of it. You thread like a tie rod in. Now to adjust those, you take this tie rod and you'll take it out of here. You take the bolt out, then you'll have to turn just the tie rod inside of the threaded part here. But the way they did this one, you got an adjusting sleeve like a tie rod end, and you just simply turn this whole thing right here and you just shorten and lengthen the track bar. So the choice is yours, whatever kind you want to buy. I'll put a link to this right here down below so you guys can check it out. And also I want you guys to check out, I think I found another reason for possible death wobble. Now let's show you how wore out the factory track bar is. I'm going to put a bolt in the new one and try to do a little wedge on it, angle, leverage, whatever you want to call it. It ain't moving. This one right here, yeah, not so much. Of course, we got a little bit of angularity movement here, which is, because it's got to articulate, but it should not be that loose. But I've also got, you should have none linear movement this way. And I've got just a little, I mean, we're probably like 30/2 of an inch, but if I can do that by hand, this heavy rig is really going to shake it. So let's put this track bar in and get her lined up. Just for the record, this track bar is a lot heavier than the other one. There we go. Okay, so I was off by a little bit, and the beauty of this track bar, now I can take and turn the sleeve a little bit, get the holes lined up. See, good there. Now for right now, don't worry about these clamps that clamp down to your sleeve, because we got to adjust the length of the track bar to push the body and the axle centered. And you go put this captive tab back on, just get it back here and just take your finger and turn it like it right there, or ratchet, whatever you got. But right now it's fitting good enough that I can turn it by hand. So what it's going to do is whenever I tighten it up now, it's going to come down and hit on this over here and stop. So as for right now, you can go ahead and snug them up, but don't torque them to specs quite yet, because we need to adjust that sleeve, remember? Now, some of you track bar installation gurus is going to call me out on something, and you're absolutely right. Y'all saying, you got to put that in the hard way, aren't you? Well, kind of, sort of, yeah, but I got a reason for it. One way of doing it, and the most common way of doing it, is make your track bar too long. So in this instance, I'm a 1/2 inch. The body is actually this way, a 1/2 inch over the axle, so I need to move it back over this way. In order to center it, I need to move it about a 1/4 inch, okay? So what I would normally do is take the track bar, make it a 1/4 inch longer to center the body within inside the axle. Then I'd install the track bar, but then I can't get my bolt in. But what you need at that point is someone behind the steering wheel, which is what I don't have. They'll turn the steering wheel, and what'll happen is the pitman arm and the front differential and all that will push the body over, and you can slide that bolt right in that way. But since I don't have anybody down here, and this style right here has the adjusting sleeve, what I'll do is go ahead and install it as it is, and I'll turn that adjusting sleeve like a tie rod, and I'll push the body over that way. So those of you who are about to call me out, you were right, but I got a reason for it. I'm here down here by myself doing this mess. So there you go. I'm a one-man show most of the time. So what I'm going to do is just take my tape measure, hook it on the end of that bolt right there. I know somebody's going to be spazzing out. No, you're supposed to do it in the middle of the bolt. People, we're just measuring length right now, so relax. So I'm looking at 33 1/4 to the edge of that bolt right there. So I need to make the track bar a 1/4 inch longer, which should push the body over and center up the axle with the body. Good, good. Let's see where we're at there. Oh, we're so close. Alright, we're about 33 1/2 right now. So we're gonna measure our buckets to the tire and see what kind of spacing we got going on. Buckets mean spring bucket. I'm gonna set y'all on the bumpers to keep changing tripods, because that's a pain to tell people. Each tripod has a different shoe on it, so I have to do that. It's a pain. Alright, let me get in here. Okay, over here on the passenger side. Oh, damn, good. We good. 1 3/4 inches. Nailed it. Now we're gonna put our clamps on. Take this, slide this one down, stop it about right along there. Got about 3/16 of an inch off that edge right there. Don't run it all the way out like that right there. I mean, to me, it just makes me feel like that edge of that clamp is gonna pop off that end right there. Maybe it's just me being picky, but I don't know. But if you take it like that, you know you're good. Put your bolt through, tighten them up. When you go to torque down your track bar, be sure your suspension is set at ride height, meaning no jacks under it, nothing. Is setting as normal as it can be, just like it is right now. But where's your torque settings? That bolt, 125 pounds. That bolt right there, 125 pounds. Crank them down. But one thing you may have to do whenever you move the body by the track bar, that you may end up having to recenter your steering wheel. About the only time you're going to need an adjustable track bar is if you've got some lift going on. Now, when you lift your rig, you got the stock track bar. Your track bar runs at an arc, so whenever you do your lift, your axle and your body gets wider apart from each other, hence lift. That track bar running at an arc will pull your axle to the side. So adjustable track bar you lengthen that track bar, pushes your axle back out to where it's supposed to be. So that's when the adjustable ones come in handy. Now, if you've got a stock rig, no lift, there's no need for an adjustable track bar. Just buy you a good solid stock one and let it ride. So everyone, if you enjoyed this video, hit me with a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, leave some cool comments down below. Appreciate you hanging out. Peace. Later, y'all.